'Cause of all the trouble I've seen, life's a losing gamble to me. Cares and woes have got me moaning. Every evening find me moaning. I'm alone and crying the blues. Yeah, but I'm so tired of paying these dues. Everybody knows I'm moaning. Lord, I spend plenty of days and nights alone with my grief. But I pray, really and truly pray, somebody will come and bring me relief every evening. I'm alone and crying the blues. I'm so tired of paying these dues. Everybody knows I'm moaning.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Every morning I've been lonely 'cause of all the trouble I see. Life's but a losing gamble to me. Cares and woes have got me moaning. Every evening I've been moaning. I'm so tired of crying. Oh, and I'm so tired of praying. Cares and woes have got me moaning.
I hope. Yeah, good to see you.
I spend plenty of days and nights alone with my grief. Lord, I spend plenty of days and nights alone with my grief. Lord, I spend plenty of days and nights alone with my grief.
Amazing. Yep. Must be.
Spend plenty of days and nights alone with my grief.
Ah, no wonder.
Lord,
Okay.
I spend plenty of days and
With a good life.
nights alone
Yeah.
with
Good. It is ready for jazz, isn't it? Oh, of course, man. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
I never wanted to stop, you know?
When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true.
And outside of music, my main goal in life is to be vulnerable and is to get comfortable being vulnerable because I think I never quite said that word, being vulnerable. A lot of our social constructs say that vulnerability is weakness. So a lot of us are conditioned to think that being vulnerable and being emotional is weak. So our ego tries to keep us safe, and we try to not feel too much or not put ourselves too much out there, take risks because we're afraid. I mean, that's like my life's journey so far has been that exactly, like just learning how to be authentic, and you can't be authentic without being vulnerable. And yes, there's a big risk. You might get hurt. You might let people in that, that aren't good people for you or whatever. Like there's so many things that happen and have happened in my life that I've had to, and it really, the things that have happened have made me sometimes want to be like, fine, I won't feel it all. I just won't. That's the solution, right? Is to just not.
Tell me about a moment like that. Go into that, because I can see it in your face. So tell me what that situation was.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's too deep, but
oh, come on, let's go there. Let's do it.
I have a complicated relationship with men.
Sure.
It has to do with a lot of things. I don't want to get too deep into
Sure.
it, but I'll just say that, and I think that we live in a very male-dominated world, and especially as a Black woman living in male-dominated, where the culture is mostly white, it can be very, very difficult for people of color to find their voices.
Sure.
And to come at it in a way that's less like an anger of like, I want to be heard, and more from a way of like, this is rawness and I want to be heard. So I've always come from the way that's very respectful, and that comes through in my performance too, that I'm trying to actually work myself into a place of a little bit more sass, a little bit more drive, and it's that aggression that is very, it's so appealing, and it's part of performance.
Sure.
So, but anyways, so that complicated relationship with men has just allowed me to see that the answer isn't to shut down in situations where I feel unheard or used or mistreated or whatever. It's really an opportunity for me to just get even softer, get even more raw and even more emotional with things. It's been a really big challenge.
That's
and
scary.
I don't pretend to have all the answers or have it all down, but it's something that you have to work on. It's like a muscle. If you don't exercise your vulnerability, you just do the things that make you feel safe all your life. And that's one way to live life, and you'll probably have a great one, but then you might, my greatest fear is getting to the end of my life and being like, wow, I really played it safe the whole way through.
That's not the way.
I didn't do anything that, really like shocked me or like took me out, you know what I mean? So there was a day last week that I felt so in tune and just bliss. I just felt bliss. And I was at the ocean, and I was eating food with my friend, and we were surrounded by other people who were all enjoying the beach, and dolphins came, and I'd never seen a dolphin that close in the water, and it just felt
How
like
close?
we were in at the beginning of where the waves hit, and they were right at where the waves swelled. So they were right there, and I hadn't felt that much clarity in such a long time. So for me personally, my joy comes from, like, as cliche as it sounds, nature and being with people that you love and trust and food. And that's as simple as it gets.
I mean, that sounds perfect. That's my idea of heaven right there.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Disney movie.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
surprised you didn't
wonderful.
start singing to the dolphins
You know,
and they jump out.
It was the internal voice that was just singing. So yeah.
There's birds landing on your shoulder.
Yeah,
at
I was
that
like, you know
point.
what?
Great.
I'm good here.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I know why I waited, know why I've been blue. Prayed each night for someone exactly like you. Why should we spend money on a show or two when no one does those love scenes exactly like you? You make me feel so grand. I wanna give the world to you. You help me understand each foolish little dream I'm dreaming and the schemes I'm scheming. And I know why Mama taught me to be true. 'Cause she meant me for someone exactly like you. I know why I waited, know why I've been blue. Prayed each night exactly for someone exactly like you. Why should we spend money on a show or two? No one does those love songs exactly like you. You make me feel so grand. I wanna give the world to you. You help me understand each foolish little dream I'm dreaming and the schemes I'm scheming. Now I know why Mama taught me to be true. meant me for someone exactly like you. She meant me for someone exactly like you. Thank you.
Nice. Hey, Tim. Man, I'm so stoked about this. I mean, this is the beauty of it, right? I was just listening to Tawanda's interview a little while before. She didn't grow up with jazz. She sort of got into it a little later on. That's kind of been my life too, in a sense. I mean, I didn't grow up with jazz, but the beauty of this NFT space is that I discovered so many of the things I would never have had access to or have been able to enjoy. I mean, thanks to the NFT community, I'm like eyeballs deep in art now, and that's a heady feeling. And thanks to you, Tim, I was reintroduced to jazz. It isn't something that you casually pick up. It's subconscious almost, and it affects you as you go about your day and you start humming some do 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 do, and you don't know where it's coming from. But now I do. It's jazz, right? It's sort of runs in your veins, and I haven't seen an artist as powerful or for me personally as Tawanda in recent times. So it's been a magical discovery for me, and I'm just super happy being here with you, being part of all this. Hey V.
Yeah, we've got somebody else here with us too. What's up,
Hey,
V?
hey, everybody.
So, hey, V, maybe tell us that there's a lot going on here this morning. Or actually, it's morning here in LA, and it's nighttime where you guys are at. But what all are we going to learn about today? We're going to understand about tap with not just our upcoming JAX, MetaJAX NFTs, not only about Dreamverse, which I want to remind everybody about all the events and activities going on coming up at NFT NYC. We're all going to be there, and we've got cool things going on every day, every night of the event over there. But there's really cool happening next week, and it's what's happening at WhaleStreet. So you want to tell us a little bit about what's going on there at WhaleStreet, and then we'll break it down here a little bit later, and we'll have a little chat also with Tawanda and Tony, and to hear about what's happening in the music scene out here. But you want to tell us a little bit about what's going on with WhaleStreet?
Oh, absolutely. WhaleStreet, which started as just a platform with one DeFi product in mind, is actually going to evolve into a totally artist-centric, community-driven DAO from October 15th onwards. And I don't even know where to begin from it. I mean, because it's inspired from all that amazing jazz energy, that's been produced at your end every week, every Thursday night, Friday morning, my time. My background as a smart contract engineer, as a lead at WhaleStreet, the energy that I get from that particular music and the energy of the artist has helped us create some really wonderful tools and synergize this entire experience, right, of what it means to bring music 3.0 into crypto using Web3 primitives for the artists in the form of a DAO. I'm just absolutely super excited for that. When we release it next week, and following that as the first DAO release, of the JAX ecosystem itself. Really amazing things, in store coming over the next couple of days. So I'm super excited about that. Thanks for having me. You and I go way back, a couple of months already, 6 months already, and the conversations we've had in trying to create this world of Web3 for artists and music in general. There's so much of potential that we all can create together and make a positive impact in this space. So I'm just first of all very grateful for being in that space with some amazing souls. One of them, one of my co co-runners in the space, where we chart our really amazing things, for the artist. He's done an amazing job in that front so far. A great source of inspiration, for all of us. So just grateful to be here, man. I mean, it's so wonderful. What you guys are doing is so amazing. So thanks so much for that.
And maybe just for the sake of everybody tuning in, watching. So now, Metaverse, WhaleStreet, Dreamverse, how all the pieces come together?
That's an interesting question, which we get a lot. I wish I could say, all of this was pre-planned. We knew exactly where all the pieces fit, but just like everybody else in the space, we're sort of making this up as we go along. But here's where it fits. WhaleStreet is going to be a DAO. Metaverse will become one of the members of that DAO, just like DAOs can. So that's the relationship between WhaleStreet and Metaverse. Dreamworks is basically, as you said, a physical event in New York on the 4th of November at Terminal 5, which represents our journey in the NFT space and everything that we're passionate about. It's got two parts. The first part is a Dreamverse gallery, which has, right out of my hands, turned out to be, when I say out of my hands, means like with zero control from me, turned out to be the largest collection of NFT art on the planet, thanks to 10 amazing curators who all are OG NFT artists in the space. You're going to get VR art, AR stuff, all kinds of stuff. And you will also see the, the first inaugural display of the Beeple 5000 release on 20 feet screens and so on and so forth. The latter half of Dreamworks is basically an EDM concert, headlined by Alesso, with opening performances by Matthew, Please and Thank You, and RAC. So that's pretty much it. No talking heads. It's purely experiential, because NFTs ought to be fun, and you get this. NFTs ought to be experienced. NFTs ought to be immersive, not talked about. So that's what Dreamverse is. Dreamverse is what happens when you pick up NFTs on this virtual abstract world and drop them in the world.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Let's take a quick look at that Dreamverse promo piece, and then we'll come back and have a chat with Tawanda and Tony. Let's check it out. All right, guys.
Yeah, gets me every time. Hey, Tawanda.
Hi,
Tony.
how are you?
Hello.
Good. So good to see you. I mean, I was just telling Tim a little while ago, I didn't grow up with jazz either, but I realized once I discovered it, that I've been influenced by that music all my life. When I go off into a tune in my head, where does it come from? It comes from jazz. I sort of realized that later. Oh, I know this song. I know this feeling. And discovering you, Tony, and you, Tawanda, through Tim was an eye-opener for me, and it sort of opened up my heart to a whole new kind of music. So thank you so much for that. I really enjoy listening to the two of you.
That's very nice. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. I agree with you. I think jazz is so kind of weaved into the framework of so many different types of music. So you hear something and you do say, wow, yeah, I have heard this before, or I do want to know what this is. Yeah, I agree.
Hey, I've been kind of curious, and I ask this of all artists who enter the space. Right? There's so many facets of the NFT space. There are so many portals through which people enter. Some of them are economic, because they see like, okay, this actually makes sense. It's not exploitative. It's not predatory. And so I like this. Some people love the community, and some people just love the fact that NFTs give you complete freedom over how you can create your art. So which facet sort of fascinated you and brought you into the NFT space? Or was it just Tim?
Well, it was definitely Tim to start, because for a long time he was trying to it was like, I imagine when Columbus tried to describe the new world back home and just couldn't quite explain it, or they couldn't quite grasp it. So it's taken me a while, and I'm still working on getting my head around all of it, but it's very fascinating to me. And as an artist, having an outlet that is open and free and diverse to be able to create in, it's very exciting. And so I definitely have been having my eyes on it, and Tim's been, like I said, trying to educate me, and I'm a slow learner, but I'm trying to get there.
I'm very much in the same boat. Still trying to learn about it, but what I've loved most about what Tim has been sharing with us, the community aspect of all this. I'm really interested in community. That's really important in my life, especially in music. All we have is each other, so to be able to share it with people and to create a kind of love and a kind of camaraderie around that is really exciting to me. And the idea, of course, of feeling like we are earning this and knowing that we're earning this and creating these things and being able to share them with people who love to support it. And that benefits us just as much as the people who are supporting it. So yeah, the aspects of community and just being able to feel like it's ours and we're sharing these things together. It's nice.
Yeah, beautiful. You know, the whole idea of WhaleStreet, as we will in a little bit, is to preserve the idea, is to preserve that feeling, right? Because you know, all of the tech, it seems abstract. I mean, I had the same feeling when I looked at crypto for the first time. You know, I could make head or tail of it. It was like looking at an internal combustion engine with zero context, right? You don't know what you're looking at. It's just a hunk of twisted metal. But then what NFTs do, what V is doing now with WhaleStreet is like he's taking that engine and putting it into a caddy, basically. You know, a sleek, beautiful Cadillac or something. Now you know the potential. You know that it's going to take you places. You know it looks good, and that's what's working. And only will have that sort of a vehicle to put all of this tech in will artists such as yourself get into the vehicle. So now with that, over to V. Can you explain how it works, please?
Actually, you know, most of the energy for all of this comes from the weekly performances. You know, from artists such as you guys, right? The Thursday JAX Blast events, right? That happen at Hideaway. So much of inspiration that I get, and it's I'm based in Singapore, so it's morning time for me whenever I wake up. But I exactly wake up to the great music that you guys create, and you know that I'm not kidding. You know, when I started my career as a developer, jazz music was all that I was listening while I was actually coding and I was creating things. You know, and it just felt so amazing because there is scientifically research that the music helps, particular genre of music helps in creating and building things. But you guys are as much a part of having created the WhaleStreet platform for this JAX ecosystem in building this community along with the artists as much as, you know, the technical skills of the team that I'm managing, you know, go into it. So really, it's a journey. It's a dish we all have prepared together. And for me, you know, it's really yeah, you know, if it weren't for you guys, I don't think it could come out this well. So it's come out really well, and we're in its final testing stages of the platform, and it's going to be amazing. And the thing is, for me, I was previously a performer myself. I was the dance field, and in my opinion, you know, NFTs have this evolutionary nature of you know, going from the visual to the performance field, and then finally, you know, I hope it one day ends up into, you know, the dance field also, in that we can expand into this performance sphere as much as possible via NFTs. And there are some artists who have entered the foray, you know, of performance art, but the jazz music, jazz artists, you guys are one of the first. You guys are the first, actually. So, you know, it's actually an honor to be able to, like, you know, build all of this with everybody in mind also. And yeah, so it's super awesome, you know. So first of all, start with gratitude.
That's very nice to hear, and we're very honored to be a part of it. And to if we were a part of that in any way, then we're definitely grateful for that. That's a big part of why we do what we do, is to be able to not only share in the performance, but in just being a part of people's everyday lives as they go through their day and get work done and get things done. I've always enjoyed that aspect of it.
Beautiful.
And it's also the joy, right, that spreads from performance stage into the audience, into the consumers, right? Those who are here listening to the music. So one of the challenges has always been, how can we translate that experience into a much more immersive music consumption phase, right? So we'll be able to talk more about that, once it's up and live, definitely. But what WhaleStreet DAO is actually totally artist centric. So mainly there are different sorts of DAOs, right, in this space. Most of the DAOs fall under certain categories as investment DAOs, and collector DAOs, and service DAOs, etc. WhaleStreet is going to position itself as producer DAO, which will be a collection of so many other DAOs, right? So a lot of tools that we're building are primarily going to be involved for artists and keeping artists in the focus.
Awesome. Hey, Tim, you're back.
Hey, Tim.
A quick.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Before that, you want to give, you want to give people a quick rundown of what to expect for the next few days, dates and times. So here's a quick thing, a quick reminder for everybody that's watching to get your POAPs later on in the show for your free silver NFT. Gives you a stake in today's Crescendo 1 performance by Tawanda, Tony, and Miles. On Thursday, the 14th of October, WhaleStreet DAO launches. On Saturday, the 16th of October at 10 a.m. and every Saturday at 10 a.m. following, you've got your Crescendo MetaJAX NFTs, Tawanda live from the Crypto Jazz Festival. On Wednesday, October 20th, obviously we'll write all of this down, get it in a blog, but just whatever sticks, we'll throw all of these things at you. Whatever sticks, it's all valuable, it's all precious. So try and remember as much as you can. On Wednesday, the 20th of October, 10 a.m. and every Wednesday, 10 a.m. following, UBL JAX drop, the best boutique EDMs. Oh man, it's not just jazz, it's EDM as well. On the 21st, 6 p.m. Pacific, MetaJAX team, including Tawanda, join me, TWOBADOUR, and the NFT radio show. Right? Don't forget that, Thursdays. Month later, November 2nd to 4th, you've got your NFT NYC Sweeps Week. November 4th is Dreamverse. Do hop in, everybody's welcome. Hit me up for comp tickets if you want any. And I think that pretty much covers all of it. So your Wednesdays are booked, your Thursdays are all packed. Find yourself at 10 a.m. on both of these days with MetaJAX. So over to you, Tim. Excellent.
Awesome.
Good morning, heartache, you old gloomy sight. Good morning, heartache, thought we said goodbye last night. I tossed and turned till it seemed you had gone. Yet here you are with the dawn. Oh, I wish I'd forget you, but you're here to stay. It seems I met you when my love went away. Now every day I start by saying to you, good morning, heartache, what's new? Stop haunting me now. I can't shake you, no how. Just leave me alone. I've got those Monday blues, straight through Sunday blues. Good morning, heartache, here we go again. Good morning, heartache, you're the one who knew me when. I might as well get used to you hanging around. Good morning, heartache, sit down. Stop haunting me now. I can't shake you, no how. Oh, please, please leave me alone. I've got those Monday blues, straight through Sunday blues. Good morning, heartache. Oh, here we go again. Good morning, heartache. You're the one who knew me when. I might as well get used to you hanging around. Good morning.
All right.
Wow. What energy, right? What energy. Oh my God.
Oh, you know, I don't know. I feel like one of the luckiest people in the world to be able to sit in this spot back here at the back of the club and just hear this like
You are,
day after
you
day.
are envy for that.
That's why I feel like I've just got to share it, you know, uh, with her, because
I get
it's
that
like
too.
magic. It's like magic sitting back here. But anyway, wow. So both Tony and Miles and 4 other players are going to be at NFT NYC on Wednesday, the 3rd, for the happy hour. So
Okay.
MetaJAX and WhaleStreet and coming together to put on a party at 6 p.m. Actually at the location of the conference. And so they'll be playing, but not just that. TAWANDA will be there performing with them as well. So for those of you that are going to be at that conference, man, it's going to be just incredible time. Come on out, be part of that. It's just part of the conference, so you can just show up and be there, and hang out with us, and get to know the artists a little bit. It's going to be so much fun. But that's at 6 p.m. on November 3rd there at the conference. But so I think we should get into how are these NFTs, these MetaJAX NFTs it's really a pretty extraordinary model that you put together here, V, and how these NFTs work. And you want to kind of break that down for us a little bit on what we can do, what we can expect, what's the utility. These NFTs have incredible utility, and man, what do you think, guys? How do you want to get into this?
Oh, absolutely. I think before that, the pretext I want to set is, say for example, currently most of the ways of consuming content, right, is through some sort of an incentive or a reward mechanism, be it whether in the Web 2 or the Web 3 world, right? How can we do it if we want to translate it to a creation by an artist if it's in the performance space, say, for example, in the form of a song? So you could look at it as, a combination of an album, with a group of songs. And then as you listen to each of these albums, you can stake on these songs and level up along these songs. And for each of these levels, you get NFTs as rewards. And you use those rewards to level up further and keep earning incentives, right? So basically, that's the idea. This is akin to something like, say, if you're listening to music on a music streaming site, or say, for example, Spotify, the maximum you can do is like a song, right? But what if you can engage the user a bit more and then see how much deeper they can, go forward with the song? So it's a combination of these Facebook emoticons, wherein you can express how much you like something by expressing how far down the song you want to stake your rewards, the different types of rewards, and also get incentivized and thereby a community of fans and a healthy ecosystem of artist fans. That's the idea. That's how we designed the experience itself. So I got a small preview over here of what it's going to look like. I'm just going to quickly share my screen so users can get so folks can get an idea for what it's going to look like. Do you see my screen?
We will in a minute here. Stand by, and we will share your screen. There you go.
There it is.
Awesome. So this is pretty much how the WhaleStreet site itself looks like. We're gonna. So basically, when we're introducing the JAX ecosystem, we're introducing, NFT album creation, the flexibility of adding songs to an NFT album, and the introduction of different types of NFTs as staking and reward mechanisms, and also the token itself, right? So primarily, most of the tokens on WhaleStreet, you can farm them. So the indication of the JAX ecosystem is by farming JAX, and we're planning to introduce B20 X pool, farm JAX, and also B20 JAX pool, and we'll also be introducing a couple of other pools. So you can farm JAX via the yield farming pools of ERC20, and you can also farm JAX by the NFTs. And this is where it gets interesting, right? This is where we combine all this amazing music with the NFTs and the albums, right? So what you see over here are all the albums. For example, when we release Tawanda's album, this is what it's going to look like. So again, this will have two different views. The view to the left side of the tab is basically called Silver Live Auctions, right? And these are level 0 NFTs, if you will, which will be sold in 100 simultaneous auctions every epoch, where each epoch is 8 hours long. So per day, you will see 300 silver tokens that will be available for auction, which could be purchased. And depending on the number of songs in the album, the total number of silver tokens will vary. So, for example, we're planning to have about 12,000 silver tokens available for auctions, right? So what users can do is purchase them with Shrimp or ETH or USDC or even JAX itself. We will have a rotating concept of the payment currencies every week, and that way we make it possible for users to be able to purchase the silver lives at a convenient currency for them. And once you purchase them, they get automatically staked into the album. So if the album has say about 5 songs, and you start taking your silver lives already, you can choose to level up across each song separately and get those NFTs accordingly. And once you hit the last level, which is the JAXium level, then that's like the highest level. That's the final level, right? You're the boss of the song, and you can level up against each song at your own pace. But of course, it also depends on how fast other users also level up against those songs. So there's a sort of gamification in it, but the idea is to make sure that these beautiful creations by artists get appreciated and enjoyed, and also experienced in a very Web3 way. And there's royalty baked into this experience as well. So there's a lot of things that have been engineered to make this a worthwhile journey together. And what I find interesting about this is that every Saturday when we release a new song, you can keep adding them to the album, and it's a very dynamic environment over here, right? So there's lots that can come out of this, I believe. So basically, that's about it. This is a quick overview. I just want to get a feeling of what it's going to look like when we are live.
No, that's fantastic, V. I mean, again, I don't know about you guys, but I really haven't encountered or seen anything like this yet. Same for you?
Actually, for me, it was more about trying to balance that energy, right? I mean, there's this amazing musical energy that's being churned out, right? So this is the second iteration. There was a first iteration, right? That involved a normal yield farming mechanism. But for me, this was even more special to engineer and architect, especially after I figured out that we need to do something more to get it to this Web3 experience, and make it much more meaningful, right, and reflective of the efforts that are being put into creating such productions. So at the end of the day, it is an on-chain production, right? And these are the sorts of experiences, these are sorts of new ways in which I think we could consumers and listeners and communities build around artists.
I think what WhaleStreet has built sort of achieves that purpose and then some. So you're right. There's nothing else like it. And I think this is like the fairest model as far as for the artist, and also for those who want to engage with those artists in their own ways. And there's also a little bit of DeFi thrown in others, but the NFTs themselves are powerful, have layers and layers of utility added to them, so people can engage with it at any level that they want. They just want music, fine. They want to do some engaging DeFi stuff, stake tokens, yield farm. They can do that too. They want to hold on to those DeFi tokens for future utility in some other amazing use cases on WhaleStreet. That's open to. So this multi-layered approach is what I find fascinating. You don't have to work too hard to explain this to the artists. You don't have to work too hard to explain this to people who come on this platform either. I think numbers also speak for themselves. We can attest to the fact that a lot of people that come onto WhaleStreet and buy these DeFi tokens are first-time DeFi guys. They haven't been over DeFi. They introduced to it through these tokens, which I think is really exciting.
Yeah, and that's true really for all the artists coming in, because a very small handful of these artists have been exposed to crypto in any way, and so that's part of the fun. It's part of the thrill of the journey too, because we're bringing this empowerment to folks who need it and who've never been exposed to it before. And I call this, what we're doing, I call it the game of music. We're bringing the game to everybody. We're starting with these incredible, exceptional musicians, but it's going to open the doors so that those who are coming in from really all over the world at all different levels are going to be able to participate, and creators and audiences and fans alike. That's what's really exciting to me as we do this. And again, I'm just very grateful to you guys for your partnership and help and love on this journey. And we're still just scratching the surface. Still so much more ahead. Now, well, one thing I wanted to do is before we go on to this final performance, is those tune in to Token Smart channel server on Thursday nights, where we broadcast live jazz from this stage, and a lot of people say, "Wow, they love the sound, they love what's going on, and how do we do this?" And it's not easy, but we do have a secret weapon, and her name is Golden, and she's an amazing audio engineer. She's from QSE Audio, and so here's Golden. Just so you can kind of see. So she kind of she kind of hangs out right back here, doing her thing on Thursday nights and dialing in a broadcast mix. And one of the things that's unique or different about what we do here is the mix that we serve up, just like what you're going to hear in a few minutes. It's not just here in the house. It's not coming just through the board, but it's actually mixed specifically and specially for our live audiences. And so that's kind of some of the secret sauce of what makes our broadcast sound good. So we do what we do is we bring a television model to our production pipeline here. And so that's for those who care about those things. That's
as they
what's-
say, that's just golden.
Now I have a little secret. That's right. That is why we call it golden audio. Okay. Now a little surprise for you guys. I've got somebody who wants to check in and see what's happening. So well, look at there. If it isn't Easy in crypto. Hey, what's going on, Easy?
My man.
Hey.
Hey, Easy.
Hey, fam. So stoked to be able to hop in
man.
with you. I'm down in Costa Rica still. I'll be back up in the States pretty soon and head to NFT NYC, where I hope to see a lot of the metaverse family in person for the first time. So super exciting. And this is just incredible. Being, able to go down the first JAX festival was a huge honor, and so much incredible energy, incredible music. I think that jazz is like one of the perfect musics to enter the metaverse, because the ethos is so incredible with the collaborative spirit and the deep impact that jazz has had on our culture for, like 100 years, inspiring hip hop, which has then gone on to infuse into all the global culture. And it's just, it's very exciting. I love WhaleStreet. I've been a shrimp farmer since the very beginning, and like the incredible utility with these NFTs. So I just want to say, love what's going on here. Great work, phenomenal team, and just a big shout out to the Token Smart fam as well.
Oh, man,
It's great to see you again.
It's mutual also, right? I mean, like, hats off, for the wonderful work that, everyone's been doing. The Token Smart team has been phenomenal, right? I mean, the way they organize, the way they stream, and basically, I feel that it's been so organic, the way jazz music has seeped into the crypto sphere, right? I mean, every week we keep channeling that particular energy into the ecosystem, and getting people to kind of understand how the entire music and field is. So I think it's going to be a great step, for them to kind of transcend that experience onto the WhaleStreet platform, and then it's the yield farm staking, but it's more than that. It's about that entire experience. I think it'll be more of NFTs and music than the DeFi experience, right? And that was a challenge when it was like that we were facing, while creating that experience on the platform. So I hope it's come out well. I hope we're just a week away from seeing how it's come out. And so WhaleStreet is also gonna evolve into a DAO, actually.
Amazing.
Yeah.
2022, I think, is going to be year of the DAO. 2021 is basically year of the NFT. And I think music DAOs are going to be so integral to the space. MBMF Metaverse Music Fest is a crew that I'm working with, and hope to get some jazz up on that stage. Gotta get you with you in the background, Jazz.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's gonna be incredible. I think we're just basically about to spin up a DAO out of necessity, just because it's such a useful tool for the community. So love the WhaleStreet's DAOifying. Yes, jazz, DAOs, NFTs, yield farming, merging NFTs. We live in an incredible time right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're doing this together, right? We're all doing this together. There can't be a better space, wherein people from so different time zones and different geographical locations all creating this amazing thing. That too, not just for us, right? It's for this entire new breed of artists that are coming in. So we had all the OG teams who created those amazing platforms for the visual artists. Now, I think I've always felt that the universe is on us to create the platform for performing artists. So yeah, wonderful time, and 2022, man. I can't wait for like next week itself to come. 2022 definitely. Yes.
Yeah, super excited.
Yeah, easy, man. Thanks for jumping in from Costa Rica. So we really are at like points all over the world right here, coming in, throwing down here for the WhaleStreet MetaJAX collab. And before we go to our, we're gonna close out with another song from Tawanda and Tony and Miles. But we just want to remind everybody that every Thursday night in the Token Smart Discord, you can catch our live jazz. It's streaming in through Twitch. And now on Saturdays in this 10 a.m. time slot, I kind of decided that's probably for the world about this time. Every Saturday at 10 a.m., we'll be dropping the new NFTs, the new music NFTs coming out of MetaJAX, empowered by the JAX token on the WhaleStreet platform. And it's, you know, you're going to be able to start your collection and have your playlist and actually earn rewards for listening and for sharing. And it's a beautiful thing. I never could have imagined that we'd get to this place in the world, and we're here already. So again, just much gratitude. You know, I just appreciate you guys so much, and you too, Easy, just because you've been so supportive, and just the real work that WhaleStreet has done and has been doing, you know, since we started this journey. And then TWOBADOUR, just your unique and rare energy that, to me, you are the voice of NFT. So it's only appropriate that you've got NFT radio, because, yeah, I mean, you know, when I introduce people to NFTs, oftentimes what I do is I just point them to some of your writing, and you are so not just articulate but impacted with creativity in your words and your prose as well. So I just love reading.
Day no one, and what basically saying is we're just two people have asked about NFTs, anyone can be. You know, I'll take that as a biggest comment. The ridiculously part, and I'm sure I'm going to take that with a pinch of salt, especially when you call me the voice of NFTs. It's a really bad voice. Maybe Tawanda can be the voice of NFTs. That's sweeter, and that is still an NFT. So I'd prefer that to mine.
Well,
but I'm happy to do this with you. Yeah,
you're at least the written word. That's for sure. And I just so much appreciation, because I'm always proud. I can share what you write literally with anybody and be proud of what's on the page. So thank you for that. And V, again, I don't know how many sleepless nights you've done with your dev team, but I appreciate the hour that you put in, and looking forward to these drops a week from today, 10 a.m. Crescendo is what we're calling these events. So every week at 10 a.m. there will be a crescendo event dropping the new NFTs, and in the auction format. And hey, V, when can we expect to see that kind of explainer document blog, so that people can kind of know what to do, preparation for Saturday at 10 a.m.?
Yes, so we'll make that, you know, we have it out 3 days before the release itself. So we're looking at Tuesday.
Okay, great. So everybody, you know, share that document when it comes out. Share it, get everybody on board so they know what to do in order to be ready for those drops and those auctions. Again, I think you said there's going to be 100 auctions at a time, Dutch auctions, and that's how people will be able to get their NFTs. They'll be able to stake their NFTs, and that's the only way you'll be able to earn JAX tokens, is through that staking. And then that has all kinds of cool empowerment that comes along the way, and rewards. So, well, anyway, I don't know, anything else that you've got for us there, TWOBADOUR? Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, just one massive shout out, major props to the Token Smart community. I mean, I found my first sense of community and family at Token Smart. So that's it has a very, very special place in my heart, and I have not seen that, and I believe that that's the best community on the planet, basically. And it's not an exaggeration, because we've seen communities of all kinds and hues everywhere, right? I've never seen that concentration of energy and positivity anywhere else. And, you know, I would sort of credit the success, or at least the vibe of a lot of stuff that we've done over the years. You know, we walked into this space as these reticent people who weren't completely confident that would be accepted, or what we do would make sense. And communities like Token Smart, particularly Token Smart, changed that for us, made us feel welcome. And I just wish they keep on doing what you do. You get more power to all of you.
Awesome. Yep. So everybody join us Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. and then again right here next Saturday at 10 a.m. And we're going to be having some great times in this NFT land, as they say. It's a little toss there to Rizzle. Anyway, yeah, maybe Rizzle, why don't you join us next Saturday? Be awesome to have you. But till then, here we go with Tawanda, Tony, and Miles taking us out. And we'll see you all next time. Thanks again, TWOBADOUR and V.
Thanks, everyone.
Every honeybee fills with jealousy when they see you out with me. I don't blame them, goodness knows, 'cause you're my honeysuckle rose. When you're passing by, flowers droop and sigh, and I know the reason why. Your confection, goodness knows, and you're my honeysuckle rose. I don't buy sugar, you just have to touch my cup. You're my sugar, oh baby, it's so sweeter when you stir it up. And when I'm taking sips from your tasty lips, seems the honey there fairly drips, because you're much sweeter, goodness knows, and you're my honeysuckle rose. Yes, every honeybee fills with jealousy when they see you out with me. Why, don't blame them, goodness knows, you're my honey, 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 honey. And when you're passing by, flowers droop and sigh, and I know the reason why. Because you're much sweeter, goodness knows. You're my honeysuckle rose. I don't buy sugar, you just have to touch my cup. You're my sugar, oh baby, it's sweeter when you stir it up. And when I'm taking sips from your tasty lips, seems the honey there fairly drips, because of your confection, a goodness I knows, and you're my honeysuckle rose. Don't buy sugar, you just have to touch my cup when I want more. You're my sugar, oh baby, it's sweeter when you stir it up. And when I'm taking sips from your tasty lips, seems the honey there fairly drips, because of your confection, goodness knows. You're You're my honeysuckle rose. You're my honey, 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 honey. Because you're my honeysuckle rose. Ah.